G'day guys, welcome to another week of our Rosa Bus Conversion. For those that are new to the channel, my name's Andrew, and every now and then you'll see my wife pop into the videos. Her name's Carolyn. We're working on a 2007 Mitsubishi Rosa. It's a 25-seater, so it's just under 8 metres long. We've been going for nearly 6 months now, and we continue this week by doing some temporary stuff. As you would know if you've been watching the channel for the last couple of weeks, we actually bought a property, so we've got some acreage now that we're going out to see in a couple of weeks. So we want to make sure we can use the toilet in the bus. So I'm temporarily putting in the toilet so we can have somewhere to go. This is the toilet. It's a macerating toilet. It's basically going to be sitting close to where it is at the moment. I've just got to connect the waste and also the water so it can flush, and so that means running some John Guest pipe. The water pump will be here under the kitchen. It is a Seaflow RV Supreme 12 volt pump. I'm just going to temporarily run the pipe up along there, round the back and down to the side of the toilet. So that's the plan today, is to get the piping all connected. And then I'm working on the electrical side of it. Just as I said, it will be temporarily installed. Now this is doing my head in for amperage and length of run, cable sizing. The size of the cables are all different. They start, some are AWG, American wire gauge, then you've got B&S, and then you've got the millimetre squared, which is what the Aussies use by the looks of it. So there's all different ones, and you go to look for one and it's not there, but the other one looks the same. So it's a bit hard at the moment. I'm trying to get a auto electrician to contact me so I can talk to him, or maybe even him come out and I pay him to help me, whatever it may be. So guys, if you know of an auto electrician in the southeast suburbs of Brisbane, or if you are an auto electrician and you want to give me a DM so we can have a chat, that would be great. But anyway, I'm muddling through it, so I'm going to get started today and get working on these water lines and get this toilet going. So let's crack on and see how we go. Okay guys, here's my Seaflow RV Supreme pump. As you can see, it's a 12 volt and maximum amp draws is 6 amps. Beside it is the filter, which I'm going to put in, and to my left are all my connections that I've got to connect to the hoses that are still got to get connected. So that's what I'm heading towards now to do. This is my 19mm hose that I'm joining up to the pump. This is the fresh water intake, and I'll just have the pump sitting up here somewhere. So let's crack on and do it. Okay, first hiccup we've got is on the top of the pump. If I can hold it still, hang on. On the top of the pumps you can see the arrow in the direction that the water flows. Well, that's the opposite way to which way I want it to go here, because all the joiners are down the bottom. So I'm going to have to just temporarily attach it a different way. So anyway, that's a good way to start. Okay guys, I've connected up the inlet pipe. I've put a inlet off on switch, so if there's any problems I can turn it off. Connected it through to the filter, then onto the pump, and then I've just put the John Guest pipe around temporarily all the way around, and it'll go into the back of the toilet just there. Before I do that, I'm charging up a 12 volt battery, a small 12 volt battery I've got. Then I'll quickly connect the two leads to the battery just to make sure it's sucking up and it's pumping the water out and there's no leaks. And then I'll take it off, and then I'll work out the wiring for it. I'll do some temporary wiring with a fuse on it, which will get me through the weekend that we're away. So now, while the battery's charging, I'm going to continue. I'll connect the waste up, and also I've connected some of these already, but I ran out of clamps, so I've got the clamps for them now, so I'll put them in. I've also got this one as well, so I'll connect them up.
So we are testing, oh that was quick, we're testing the water, and there doesn't appear to be any leaks. Andrew's a little nervous that the water's going to come somewhere, but as you can see through the window, yoo-hoo, we've got water. Very nice. The grass does need a good water, and it's got to go all the way around here. And of course he's thrilled with himself.
It's working temporarily now, so we'll be able to get water to the toilet, and all I've got to do now is connect the waste outlet to the toilet, and we can check that as well. So very happy.
So we get to use it very soon, even though there's nothing else in the bus, but that's okay. Woohoo!
Just one other thing guys, this isn't a paid promotion on anything like this. I've paid for everything. I can't thank Andrew Meyer from Pipe and Pumps at Slacks Creek in Queensland, just in one of the suburbs of Queensland. He's been amazing. So if you ever need any help and you're in Brisbane or South Brisbane, give Pipes and Pumps a call at Slacks Creek and ask for Andrew. He'll look after you amazingly well. I couldn't get the pumps for him because they were out of stock, otherwise he would have been the best place to go. He was a little bit cheaper than the other guys, but he had to wait 6 weeks for a delivery, so he couldn't get, so I had to go somewhere else for them. But all the rest of the plumbing, besides a few little bits that I ran out of, that was a closer place that I could get them. It was only a couple of little things. I've been using Andrew. So that's just a tip for you guys that live in Brisbane. Good afternoon all. I thought I'd give you an update of how we're going on today, the day we started the temporary toilet install. Alright, so it's all plumbed in. The John Guest for the flush is in. The waste pipe, the waste hose is all in and connected now. As you can see, temporarily just connected up. Same with the pump, C-Flow pump, RV Supreme is in, and the filter and a cut-off switch for the water is all in. And we've tested the water as you saw before, and it's working. Tomorrow I've got to go onto the bus and connect the waste hoses for the toilet and the grey water, and connect it up to the macerator pump and check that it's pumping out as well. And once that's done, we can then take the bus away for the long weekend, which will be great. The toilet's looking good, so I'm very happy with today's work. I've also got to work out the electrical, so I'll spend a bit of time on that tomorrow as well. Hopefully I can just jerry rig something up for the time being so we can use the flush for the toilet, an on-off switch for the pump, and also an on-off switch for the macerator, which is down under this part of the floor. Alright guys, so I'll leave it there today, and I'll catch you tomorrow as we continue this week's temporary install of our toilet. Good morning all. Well, today is another exciting day. I'm going to connect my macerator pump, which is how I'll get rid of the waste into the dump site. Okay, so this pipe here, or hose here, is the hose coming from the black water tank. It's going into the macerator pump. We've got a 25mm hose going away at the end there, and we've got just a 12-volt battery which I've connected up just temporarily. I'll put the negative lead onto the terminal, and let's see where the shield will pump. Let's just connect the... Oh, there's one line. Pump it through. And there we go, look at that. Water spurting out down the bottom. So that's brilliant, that's just what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to try and empty that tank because it was chock-a-block full, so give the water a bit of a clean now. So I'm so happy that works. Now we've got to try the grey water once we've done the black.
Testing of the macerator pump. Filling up. Looking for water. Yes, here comes the water. How come it's so slow? Like before it appeared, I mean. To come from wherever it's got to come from. Good job it's a clean toilet and there's no duties down there.
Alright guys, we've got the toilet in. It's connected down the back. I got the toilet and we connected it and we filled it with some water and it started leaking, so I had to empty it and turn it over, and we found the connection to the macerator pump wasn't connected properly, so we had to tighten it all up and get that sorted out first. The other problem, it's not so much a problem, it's more something I'm going to have to just do a sort of fix for it. But what happens is when the water pump's on, the bowl just keeps filling up with water, so I'm going to either have to put a switch for the pump so you can turn it on just before you can go to the toilet, so it'll put some water in the bowl, and then when you flush it you can fill it back up again, or I'll put a on-off valve just somewhere here in the toilet on the water coming in, and that way you can just turn it on, which should turn the pump on to fill it up, then you can turn that off and flush. So I'm going to have to check up if that's what's supposed to happen, but it just kept filling up when we had the water going. So anyway, that's a minor concern. The good thing is the toilet flushes, there's no leaks.
So that's all good, so we can use the toilet this weekend when we go away. Alright guys, sorry about the late video. It's been a hectic week because our property is settling today, so we've had to do a lot of running around for that. Anyway, the toilet is in, all the pipes are now connected up. The only thing that's left to put in is the macerator pump, which I've tested everything, which you saw before. I've just got to put it under the floor, but I've got to cut some wood. Other than that, that's all done and ready to go. So that's the temporary install of the toilet for the time being. Next week there'll be a crossover video. It'll be the first trip out on our bus, and it'll also be at our property, so it'll be sort of an off the grid one of what we're doing up at our new property. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We shall chat to you next video. Alright, have a good week. See you guys.